You had a very rough childhood.
Yeah.
And I thought it made him one tough SOB.
Maybe, yeah.
And,
so they say.
Capable of doing what needed to be done in like the darkest days of Iraq and Afghanistan.
Yeah. And
so
I tell everyone this. I'm a regular guy. I do everything everyone else does. I joined the Army. And I think when 9/11 happened, I was too far in to like choose a different life. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Let's start back at the young John. South side of Chicago?
Yeah.
Only white kid in the class?
Yeah, for a long time.
How'd that happen?
I don't know. You get in fights. You go to ding dong. They call it ding dong school. That's where kids that fight all the time. And you end up there.
How did your parents settle in a neighborhood where you would wind up being the only white kid in class?
That's where we lived. Like, it's South Chicago. It's where we lived. You know what I mean? I would say the South Chicago of the 70s, 80s was like a different place.
Mm-hmm. So I know that you were very badly bullied on the bus every day.
Mm-hmm.
Heard you telling our pal Sean Ryan about that. I mean, it was every day they beat you up.
Daily. Well, no, till they got me a cab.
I mean, it must have been bad for the South Side of Chicago school system to get you a cab every day to school.
I think, yeah. It cost them a lot of money because the police would have to come to the bus on the side of the road. They'd have to break up the fight. And then the seats were broke, a window was broke. And then the school's got to pay for all of that. And then by the time we get to school would be over.
How old were you?
I don't know. Sophomore, freshman, maybe. Sophomore.
That's so sad. I have a freshman, and the thought of that happening to him every day is upsetting. I mean, it's heartbreaking. Your parents never intervened? Did they know?
Oh, they knew, yeah.
Did they do anything?
What are they going to do?
Get you out of there.
That would have been a good idea. Mm-hmm. They probably never thought of that. That's a good idea.
So what was the story? Were they just young, with substance abuse?
Yeah.
What was it?
I think my parents were young. I think my mom was, I don't know, maybe always kind of maybe just bitter as a lady. You know what I mean? She was like the mean divorced lady most of the time. And like, I just think that's how people thought their lives should be. Yeah, I don't know.
Did you have siblings?
I mean? Yeah, I have a brother.
Is he older or younger?
Older.
So did he go through this too?
Yeah, but he's just a little older than me, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I just can't imagine like a mother allowing this to just keep happening to her child.
Yeah. Well, here I am. You know what I mean? What are you going to do?
Did you like maintain? I know you wound up living in a brothel, which is another interesting story. But did you keep contact with your mom? Like,
yeah. My
is
whole
she
life.
still around?
No, she died. I don't know, a while ago.
So were you close?
I mean, yeah, as close as you could kind of be with someone that you know is always like mean, bitter.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
What happened in her life that left her there?
I don't know. I don't got the energy to like hang on to that much shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, good.
Yeah. So.
No, we always joke. My husband's brother, they're Presbyterian, and he always jokes when you're thinking about something like that, push it down.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. I mean, on some things.
You got to let it go.
Yeah.
Like letting it go is the better way. You know what I mean?
But the beatings, that would be tough to let go. I mean, I just feel like, did that create any resentment in you?
I don't know. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, of course it did. It didn't. I mean, look, I look at it this way. I turned out the way I turned out. And I think anybody in the situations I was in would come out the same way. And then you have to realize, like, you got to want to choose good. You know, it's easy for people to be bad. And I say this all the time. No one has bad intent, but shit gets fucked up. Can I say that?
Yeah, you can. Yeah. I wouldn't have had you on if you couldn't say that word. That's your favorite word.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm trying to be nice.
No, you're good.
But shit gets fucked up. So, you know, I don't think my parents had bad intent. I don't think they were bad people. I think they were young. I think they drank. You know, anytime you drink, like, you know, I used to drink a ton. But anytime you drink, like, you know, of course there's going to be drama. It takes your filters away. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, it's probably a better way to deal with than telling someone just to, you know what I mean? So I think it's just like a product of being young. I don't think anyone had a bad intent. I just think it is what it is. And I tell you, it's generational. I mean, I'm not the only one, you know what I mean? But I would say it's generational. And I'd say there's kids in the same neighborhoods living about the same life, and their parents were probably in school with me, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, and I think that's just how it works. It's like a cycle.
Does it create like a resentment toward black people? If
no,
you have
I don't
black
resent anybody.
Schoolmates beating you up every day?
No,
how do you get past that? Like, I could see how that would cause some,
I was the easy target. Like, later in school, I didn't get beat up every day because I realized I learned to fight. I could protect myself. And like a lot of the actual gang leaders in that, like they respected that. Mm-hmm. And so I didn't really I had to earn my way in, I guess. But once I earned my way in, it was fairly easy for me. I mean, and I look at it this way is like, look, you could be the victim. Okay, great. What's next?
What good's that going to do you?
How long are you going to do that for? You know what I'm saying?
I'm guessing that given the way you describe the school system there, you were not on the college track and you knew that.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Did you know you're going to wind up in the armed forces, though? Was that a goal?
I knew I wanted to join. I kind of joined late. I was almost 21. But I wanted to join, but I didn't know, like, when. You know what I mean? And then one day I was just like, fuck it, let's go.
Okay. We'll get to that, but I got to spend a minute on the brothel since I mentioned it. How did two kids wind up living in a brothel?
Well, I don't know. They say hookers have a heart of gold. You know what I mean?
Is that what happened? A hooker took you in?
Yeah. And we weren't the only kids, you know what I mean? But yeah.
You weren't?
No.
Who else was in there? How many
kids? She had kids,
have?
And like, so me and my brother helped raise other kids, stuff like that.
Well, what happened to your parents?
Me and my brother decided we would be better on our own.
How old were you here?
I don't know, 12, 13, maybe pre-high school.
This July, there is a global summit of BRICS nations in Rio de Janeiro. The bloc of emerging superpowers, including China, Russia, India, and Iran, are meeting with the goal of displacing the U.S. dollar as the global currency. They're calling this the Rio Reset. As BRICS nations push forward with their plans, some worry global demand for U.S. dollars will decrease, bringing down the value of the dollars in your savings. While this transition, if it happens, would not happen overnight, the Rio Reset could mark a pivotal moment. So learn if diversifying your savings into gold is right for you. Birch Gold Group can help you move your hard-earned savings into a tax-sheltered IRA in precious metals. Claim your free info kit on gold by texting MK to the number 989898. With an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau and tens of thousands of happy customers, let Birch Gold arm you with a free, no-obligation info kit on owning gold before July and the Rio Reset. Text MK to the number 989898 today. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.